like, I'm not doing enough, you know? It's crazy. It's just, it's, you know what, it boils down to not, like, I won't take no for an answer. Like, I have to do my artwork, and I have to have a career doing it. And that's just, it's like sheer will, honestly, because sometimes you're just dog-tired, and you just, like, don't, you know, the passion for what you're doing just has to, you know, pick you up in every other way, because sometimes you just have no energy.
Here we go. Today we are talking with Kathy Weller. Kathy is a talented graphic designer, children's book illustrator, and pet portrait artist, among other things. I know she's got a lot of other talents as well. Kathy, tell me a little bit about Weller Wishes.
Weller Wishes it's just my independent illustration and graphic design company. It's just me, and you know, it's just kind of my little umbrella for everything I do, pretty much. Whether it's pet portrait art or the children's illustration or any other kind of illustration, and graphic design work too. Although I do less of that now, freelance, because I do graphic design for my day job. So
right.
Yeah, I like to you know, do some complimentary things when I'm not,
yeah.
when I'm not there.
When you're not there. Something else,
yeah.
Huh? Well, I want to ask you a little bit about design, because I've always been drawn to your work because of you have an obvious love for design in your work. And I'm just wondering, where is your deepest passion if you were to think about commercial design and fine art? Because your work, to me, seems to blend the two together in a really powerful way. I think of you as a designer and a fine artist, and it's hard to separate the two when you look at your work, because it's so clean and crisp and beautiful and consistent.
Thank you.
But it's also you're working with traditional media and digital media sometimes, but you're doing a little bit of everything. So where is your deepest love and passion? Is it for commercial design or is it for fine art?
Well, I love them both, but I think that they all inform each other. I guess I kind of consider myself as like a artist for the people, kind of, so I guess more of like a commercial artist. Mm-hmm. But I love graphic design, and I never thought that I would make a career of it. But now that I have, I feel like it's so important to every aspect of how I experience creativity and how I explore it. So it just informs everything now. So I don't know, maybe when I was a teenager and I was drawing, my drawings weren't as well balanced because of the graphic design element that I learned, you know. So I guess can you tell me what the question is again? I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Where'd we go?
You're on the hot seat here. No, just wondering where your deepest passion is. If you think of yourself as a designer first or an artist first, or if you really make distinctions that way, maybe you don't distinguish.
I think they're all informed by like the same kind of creative process, but but I'm an illustrator all the way.
Illustrator all the way, yeah.
I'm a draw. I draw. Like, mm-hmm. Drawing is my thing. You know, that's like my passion. I love that. I could never give up graphic design either, because I think it's like a piece of the puzzle. You know, I mean, you have to have it. It's like the design element is it's so much a part of it. You know, it's like you know, it's like atoms. It's like splitting atoms. You know what I mean? You can't take it out of the equation. But
right.
But I've always been, you know, total drawer. So that's what it's about for me, pretty much.
Very good.
Yeah.
And what was the inspiration to start doing pet portraits? How did that come about?
Oh gosh, there was like so many different things. I needed something that would get me in a regular practice of doing artwork. I had been at my day job which is I'm a senior graphic designer and illustrator in sales and marketing for Boston.com.
Right.
And so I do a lot of design during the day, and I have a very creative job. So you know, a lot of people could say, oh, you know, I think I'll just like watch Seinfeld on my time off. But you know, I got to a point where I felt like I was wasting. I mean, this sounds really, I don't know how it sounds, but I felt like I was not living up to my potential. And
I understand that.
We were talking about
how you got around to pet portraits and.
Oh yeah, okay. So I was thinking. So I had done greeting cards, and we had a dog walker for Daisy and Ruby, and she just said, like, off the cuff, oh, I love your cards, you should do pet portraits. And it just kind of stuck in my head. I didn't do it right away, but it was something that just kind of stuck in my head. And, I love animals. I love dogs and cats and, pets and whatnot. But it just, I don't know, it just struck me as kind of a weird but kind of cool idea. So I started studying other pet portrait artists, and I thought, what would I need to do to do this? Like, how am I going to, what's my model going to be like for my business?
Right.
And, all these different, questions of how to present yourself and how to market yourself. And it was really cool because throughout the process of doing the pet portraiture, of like just studying it, I became really obsessed with not only the pet portrait part of it, but also like the marketing part of it. And,
right. Yeah.
It really taught me like this, like how to market yourself as an artist, across the board. And it's really cool to have something passionate, like that you're passionate about, to force you to learn about something, because that's really the only way to learn anything,
Exactly.
is to have that, you have to learn it, to get that kind of drive from somewhere. From something that you're really into learning about. So I read tons of marketing books, and I just studied other pet portrait artists, and I wanted to do something different, something that other people weren't doing. And
nobody is doing your style at all. It is very, very unique.
Can I just say, it's so funny because, I don't know how I came up with what I was doing, but I just was like, all right, this sounds good to me, and it's going to be really, kind of boutique-y, and I'm going to really kind of hold people's hands and, put all their special things in the portrait.
The Dog Artist Interviews are brought to you by artpaw.com. I'm Rebecca Collins. Thanks for listening.